Y'all, I've never really watched The View. If I ever seen it, it was maybe 30 seconds while I'm scrolling when I still had cable, okay? And then that was it. My grandma loves watching that kind of stuff. She even liked watching the reel. I think I watched maybe 30 minutes at the absolute most of the reel. So I don't really like watching those kind of shows. I even don't like watching those night shows where whatever they're doing. Okay, I just don't find those to be entertaining at all. Okay, now Wendy Williams, how you doing? Okay, now that I was on, but this other stuff I was like, that ain't for me. Okay, but recently, The View, as from what I've been seeing, they've been coming up in the years more and more and more for a lot of controversial things that they've been saying. This one in particular was Whoopi Goldberg. Okay, she was in a sister act, and I thought she was pretty good at it. But that was a long time ago. This is now, and now she says some stuff where I'm looking like, one, I already knew you've been saying crazy stuff just from little clips I've been seeing, and these other people that were on the McCain and all that. Okay, I'm like, and then now you're saying something else, and I'm like, oh God, what? Like, are you even listening to yourself when you say what you're saying? Okay, so I'm gonna play the video, but before I get into it, she's talking about Biden, okay, and she's talking about let's just listen to it, and then I'm gonna get my commentary.
I'm just going to add my 2 cents because I wasn't here on the day that y'all talked about it. I don't care if he's pooped his pants. I don't care if he can't put a sentence together. Show me he can't do the job, and then I'll say, okay, maybe it's time to go. Now, he had a bad night the first time that he went out and debated with Kamala Harris. And everybody wanted him to quit then and say, you can't talk to women like this, or you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. He came back, said, you know what, I got it, and gave 4 years. So, yeah, I have poopy days all the time. I step in so much poo you can't even imagine. Now, I'm not running the world, but I don't know anybody who doesn't step in stuff at some point. So I'm just simply saying, yeah, there are 2 debates. And if he can't do what he needs to do for the second debate, I'll join any crew that says get rid of him. But loyalty to me, if you are doing the job, I might not like everything you're doing. I don't like it all. But I'm going to stand behind you like those guys stand behind the guy who should have been the person people were talking about saying, yeah, Biden had a bad day, but this guy couldn't tell the truth if it split his lip. But nobody said that, but Anna said that, I believe, or something. She's not quite as colorful as I am. But the question now
Give me a chance.
The question now is, because lots of Democrats are coming out saying, oh, find somebody else. But when we tried to do that with DT, this is my new way of just describing him. When we said, listen, he shouldn't be on the ballot. Everybody said, no. The people chose him. We can't take him off the ballot. Well, I don't understand why anybody thinks it's going to be any easier to take Biden off the ballot.
So I actually just want to address some of the points that I got after watching the video with y'all. Okay, so she was saying, even if he pooped his pants, y'all. She was saying, even if he pooped his pants, I would still vote for him because you have to prove to me that he has been doing the job ineffectively. Okay. All right. Because that's what everyone's saying. Everyone's saying, oh, Trump is going to make a dictatorship. But we're just going to talk about Biden. Okay. We're not, there could be, we could be talking for 5 hours if we keep going back and forth, back and forth. All right. So we're just going to talk about him right now. And you're saying, oh, if he pooped his pants. Well, we know that he is demented. When you're on the stage and you're like this, and then nothing is registering to you, and the other guy says something, and then you start going off into circles and doing all this other stuff, touching on little kids as we have seen, breathing on them, smelling them, doing all this weird stuff, doing all this weird holding on, touching on other people when they feel uncomfortable on camera. Tara Reid accusing him, and we even have audio of her mother calling it to, it was a radio show at the time, calling it to a show, saying that this stuff happened and nothing was done because Joe was who he was in the position of power that he had. But we can't talk about any of that. But then we always bring it back to the other person. But whatever. But we know this man is demented. We know that cognitively he's not here. Okay. He's 80 some years old, y'all. Okay. He obviously lost quite a bit. That's why people are talking about bringing Michelle Obama in there and all of that kind of mess. All right. That's why freaking Obama will say, you don't need to be running. No, you don't need to be running. All right. Something ain't right. You don't need to be running. Okay. Under Obama, many things, especially to the black community, many things were just not right with him. He went, especially going looking at Flint. Your water was nice, clean, and purified water. Their water was looking like this. Supposed to be some clear water, looking like this or brown.
That I see you and I hear you. We invest. Can I get some water? Come on up here. I want a glass of water.
Get a bottle. Bottle water.
I want a glass of water. Everybody settle down. This is a feisty crowd. Thank you. I really did need a glass of water. This is not a stunt.
What? He wet his lips. He did not drink it. He didn't sip it. He wet his lips.
There was an audible gasp in the audience. People were just like absolutely dejected. Why would you do that?
I am sure that somewhere when I was 2 years old, I was taking a chip of paint, tasting it, and I got some lead.
Yeah, that's like talking about like, well, I didn't wear a seatbelt and I'm fine. It's like, but there were tons of people that died.
Backstage, the president, sitting at the table with the criminal governor, decided to perform his stunt all over again.
You know, generally I have not been doing stunts here, but, you know.
That's not what I expected. That's what Snyder did.
It felt like he minimized like what people were actually going through and struggling with. If you were actually lead poisoned, you would not be president. You would be janitor Barack Obama.
We were holding on to hope that he would declare a disaster area. A disaster would give us FEMA. It would give us pipe replacement, get engineers in here. Then we could get Medicare for all the residents of Flint. As soon as he took a drink of the water and said everything's fine, that was that.
And look at it, years later, it's still poison.
When he came here, it was my president. But when he left, he was not my president.
Your water was crystal clear. Say, there's nothing wrong with this. And Flint still to this day does not have clean water. You have a man like Moses West, for example, who has a machine that can purify, and I did a video on this, but he has a machine that can purify water and get it out of the air. Put up in Flint, it got vandalized. Put up another area, got vandalized. But we're not protecting these kind of people. These are kind of things that Biden should be doing. His administration should be doing. Should be protecting people like this, being like, okay, this is a great opportunity. Let's go and do mass production. Let's go and pay for this. Let's get the technology. Let's move it. Boom, 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 boom. Let's not charge people a whole bunch of money for all this other stuff, right? But she says, yeah, I need you to show me where he hasn't done anything and where he has done wrong things. Sending billions of dollars to Ukraine and Israel and other countries as well. Meddling in affairs for Ukraine and Russia when Russia, Vladimir Putin, had 2 peace treaties and they both got declined. And then you have NATO that goes and tells Zelensky, if you take it, we're going to kill you and we're just going to go and replace you with somebody else. So I don't want to hear, oh, well, but, no. Then you give all this money overseas, yet you have Americans who hardly even got $1,000 in their savings account for a rainy day. Insurance is high. Tolls are high. Rent is high. Gas, electric, those crazy water bills, electric bills. Definitely. Look at what happened with Texas in the storm. Well, look at what happened with Texas, and you had the power grid failure, and you had people's bills skyrocketing. And they were like, well, I mean, nothing we could really do about that. Look at what happened up in Chicago just recently, what we just found out, where their property taxes, because it was filed improperly, and they said, well, you missed a deadline, so you still got to pay it. So the property tax is supposed to be, let's say, $1,300 a year. Let's just say. It was more like $13,000, $30,000. It went up to just an astronomical rate. Well, shouldn't you be trying to help with this kind of stuff as well? If you want to talk about legalizing marijuana, we could talk about that as well. Let's talk about ending the homelessness, which, what is the number? Like $8 billion could end it completely. And then have resource centers where we could go. My theory, my plan would be this: have a whole housing kind of unit where you could get job training, and how to be professional in a work environment, learn different skills, rehab, housing, etc., therapy, all this kind of stuff. I believe would be excellent to have. But whatever. I don't see them the Biden administration introducing this at all. I didn't see Obama doing it either. I bring him up because he was his vice president. That's the only reason why he got up in here anyways. Okay. I don't see any of this stuff happening. All I see is that you're giving money to all these other places. And then you have your citizens over here being like, okay, but can I get a UBI? Because y'all got these robotics, and look at what Elon Musk got going on. Y'all got all these robotics trying to take our jobs. But can I get a UBI? No. Okay. Can I get $25 minimum wage? Because you pretty much need like 4 to 5 times your regular salary just to even get an apartment. No. Okay. Well, can I get some health care, y'all? Because, I'm sick and I need, no. Well, can I get a federal holiday? Please. Can we get holiday vacation? Can we get holiday? Please. Because, no. Well, can we get lower rent? No. Can we get student loan forgiveness? No. Well, I guess I'm confused because people would say Trump did one thing or didn't do any of that. Okay. And Biden is currently here. Can you codify Roe versus Wade? Please, I'm begging you. No. Okay. That could have been done under Obama. So you haven't done anything. You've done exactly what the other person have done, which is nothing. So how are you better than But anyways. So she also said in there, oh, well, I don't care if you can't put sentences together. I don't get, what do you mean that you do not care that the president of the United States cannot form a sentence? That's who you want leading you? Imagine if, and I always bring it back to the interview that Vladimir Putin had with Tucker Carlson. Imagine how much they would say, because people tried to say as much as they wanted to about the interview. But then it was like, yeah, but, I guess I can't really say anything because he's articulating well. He's explaining well. And Tucker's just trying to move on to the next thing, but he's explaining everything that I have a question about in the time frame that they have. How would you feel if you seen him going like this? You would be like, man, Russia is messed up. Go and look at that. Look, their president don't even know anything. What do you think people saying about our president? They'd be like, well, you know what I mean? That's the point. This is the whole point of it all. You have someone who is mentally not there. You're saying, I don't care if he poos himself. I don't care if he cannot form sentences. I'm still going to vote for him no matter what. Well, why not vote third party? No one's saying you have to vote for these two. Why not vote third party? Why vote for the person that you know for a fact cannot utter a sentence without having to go and check in with his wife or his PR person, his media person? Why would you do that? That's crazy to me. I'm sorry. That's just crazy. It's crazy that you will go and vote for someone that you know for a fact is probably not even going to be in there for 2 years. Let's say he does win. Because they're going to go and be like, okay, well, let's just go and swap him out with his VP. Oh, he dropped out. Okay. Well, boom. Let's go and put him in. I don't get it. You know, I don't get it, yo. And then she goes and says, oh, we all have poopy days. This dude, this is no shade or anything. I'm not trying to be mean. But by you saying, I don't care if he pooped his pants, you meant literally. Now you're saying everyone has a poopy day. I have poopy days. I don't think so. I don't think you are meaning it in the way that you meant it earlier. Okay. It's one thing to fudge up and your mind goes blank a little here and there, but you're the president of the United States. You can't have that. That's not, it's like saying, well, I'm a doctor. I mean, I just about to go and dissect you. You'll be like, nah, man, you can't do that. I mean, you could, hey, you got your disability. All right. You can't be trying to operate on someone and your hands are shaking like this. Would you want someone to operate on you and their hands are shaking like that? Would you want someone to go and run the country and they're not mentally there? I mean, come on. I don't know. It's just, and then she's saying all this other stuff. What about the unemployment rate? And let me go and tell you, there are plenty of fake jobs out here. There are plenty of jobs who put out a BS listing just to say that they are opening more jobs. This is what they're saying. Oh, we opened up 2,000 jobs, 200,000 jobs, yada, yada, yada. Yes, but if they're not hiring anyone, it doesn't mean anything. And of these jobs, are they all paying $25 or up? No, they're not. So then that's another thing, you know, so I don't get it. And then you got the whole crime bill that happened that he was a part of. And we're not going to talk about that and how it still has an effect to this day. We're not talking about any of this. But she's going to say, as long, I don't care if he can't read, write, he can't swim, he can't walk. I don't care. He could just be sleeping. I'm going to vote for him. He could be sleeping his whole presidency. That's lunacy to me. But let me know what y'all think. Hello, hello, hello. I'm just going to show you some of the products that I personally sell from Latrice Limited. Right here, this is the nice Sage and Vanilla. As you can see, this is a woodwick candle. Oh my goodness, smells amazing. This is the Midnight Forest one for our soaps, handmade soaps, and they smell absolutely amazing. This one could be more for your man in your life, okay? Because it has like kind of like a musk kind of scent, hence the name Midnight Forest, okay? I also have these two lovely bath bombs right here, and right over here in this pretty little shopping cart that I have are my handmade essential oil blends. I have two types, one for pain, one for sleep. I also want to show you two different masks that I have. This one, boom, and here is the other silk, and it comes with the bag. You take it right out of the bag, has a cute little scrunchie for your hair, and boom, 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 okay? Now, let's just go and look at that pretty little website. So as you can see right here, latricelimited.com, okay? Double L's over here. Sweet Roses candle. Welcome to Latrice Limited. And you can see the different kinds of products that I have. And this is your girl right here with that big forehead being covered up, okay? I want to show you, this is one that I was showing earlier, Sweet Pea Harmony. And then Enchanted Petal Dance is the other one that I was showing. This is the Midnight Forest soap, okay? Here are also some soaps that I have, as you can see right here. Just a large variety of different soaps. We are going to go over to the gift sets. So you see a large variety, different combinations of gift sets. If you want to just go and give them the big one over here, boom, so you don't even have to put any kind of thinking into it, just click and buy. So definitely check out the website latricelimited.com. Support your girl.